everybody, this is The Day with Day. So some of President Trump's tweets have been in the news again recently for touching on topics including, but not limited to, foreign policy and nuclear armament. In response to one of his tweets directed at China, a Chinese state news agency has expressed that they would prefer to conduct foreign policy the old-fashioned way, off of social media. So this raises a very important question. Is Twitter an effective platform for foreign policy talk? And furthermore, is Twitter an appropriate platform for President Trump to project his foreign policy opinions? Let's go find out. Do you think Twitter is an effective platform to discuss, these really big foreign policy ideas? Is it effective?
I don't know if it's effective, but what I'm saying is I don't think he's actually giving out the real information. I mean, what he says, he BS the whole election to get elected, right? And then what's he going to stop now? He's going to do what he does and then BS the people to make them happy.
It's effective in the way he wants to be using it, which is telling as many people as possible whatever thought comes into his head.
He needs to be respectful about, where to go before he actually says something, because, he's kind of really abusing it at this point right now where no one really wants to hear what he has to say. I mean, Obama used it right. I mean, Clinton uses it right, so it's kind of like you got to put yourself in a situation where you got to have to say something more dedicated to, like, your kids are watching, people are watching.
Do you think that there's a way to be diplomatic using Twitter and be presidential, if even?
I think that the times are changing. So yes, we're going more in that direction. So if you do it well, I think that maybe it could work.
I'm curious as to where he gets the time to tweet. Like if he's handling such serious matters, for our countries and other countries, how does he have time to tweet about it?
Well, in one of his recent tweets from about 3.5 weeks ago, he was saying the United States needs to increase our nuclear capabilities until the world comes to its senses. So do you think it's appropriate to make statements like that over Twitter?
Well, obviously, you probably want me to say no, but I mean, sometimes you gotta show your.
I want you to say whatever you think.
Well, I mean, you gotta show your power if you want people to stand down.
And I think from his point of view, he wants to come off as, a strong stance, and he doesn't care, he doesn't have anything to hide, and that's kind of always been his stance and position on things.
If you think about what you say first before you actually act upon it, and instead of if you're angry, you should take your time to say it before you say something in a proper way to someone, instead of putting yourself out there and making yourself seem like a bully or an outlandish person, because I don't think anybody really wants that.
If it isn't read through, edited, thought through, if it's just kind of spouted out, it's just like a junior hire, a junior hire gets themselves into a lot of trouble.
So let me just read you one. China has been taking out massive amounts of money and wealth from the United States in totally one-sided trade, but won't help with North Korea. Nice. This was from January 2nd. So I'm curious to know, do you, in your opinion, believe Twitter is an effective platform for foreign policy talk?
Absolutely not.
You're having to relate to other, backgrounds, other nationalities where people aren't don't have the same standards, then I could see it really ending badly. People can take things differently.
So you're saying in terms of translating the tweets through cultural differences, that could potentially be an issue?
It could. I think it could.
Well, in response to one of Donald Trump's tweets directed at China, an official Chinese news agency came out and released a statement saying they would prefer to conduct foreign policy the old-fashioned way off of Twitter, and that they're kind of offended that Donald Trump is using Twitter as a way to communicate these ideas. So do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, if they're offended, that's their fault, not ours, huh?
What would you like to see?
I mean, honestly, I would like to see a whole different situation, but that's not likely. I would like to see him taking it more seriously.
I'm hoping for the best. That's honestly all I could say right now. And it is what it is at this point, and I think his tactics are pretty extreme.
I don't think we're hurting anybody. I think that he's talked to China, and that seemed to go well. He talked to Russia, it seemed to go well. I don't know, I'm not the type of person to complain. I think we gotta work with what we have and not debate. Look at Kanye West meeting with the president to deal with it. That's what a man does. He goes and does it. A woman, I'm not saying, I'm not being a sexist. Or Steve Harvey, he went to talk about inner city things. He went and he's taking the problem head on. Not like these people complaining and stuff. So we gotta deal with what we have.
I think we deserve more than 140 characters of explaining foreign policy or the relationships that we're trying to build with other countries.
So, it appears there potentially is a responsible way to use Twitter to communicate foreign policy ideas. However, one must seriously consider the concerns regarding how diplomatic and how presidential it is utilizing Twitter to communicate such significant and culturally sensitive ideas. Furthermore, considering most of society is on its way to the digital side, is foreign policy next? Well, this is The Day with Day. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time.